Good afternoon. Start. Yeah. Where did we stop yesterday? 0, right? Yeah. What all we did yesterday? We started with prime. Who will appoint prime minister? I mean, who will prescribe oath to prime minister? Will prescribe any person? It is the president. Prime minister and ministers, it is president. Okay. Then, which article deals with office of president? 74, right? There shall be council of ministers headed by prime minister to aid and advise the, right? Then article 75, what it says? Yeah, prime minister or other minister, I mean the prime minister holds office during the, prime minister and council of ministers holds office during the pleasure of the president, right? Then anti-defection, sorry, then parliament. What are the two houses we have? Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, right? Who is the chairman of Lok Sabha? Who are all part of parliament? President, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Executive, prime minister, vice president, attorney general of India, prime minister and council of ministers, right? Then who is the ex officio chairman of Rajya Sabha? Vice president. Deputy chairman is appointed by elected by members among themselves. So what is the procedure for removal of deputy chairman? Passed by what majority? Absolute majority. Then panel of vice chairpersons. Who will nominate them? Chairman will nominate. Then speaker will be elected by members among themselves, right? Then yesterday I think I forgot to tell you one more thing. While in powers of speaker of Lok Sabha, he decides whether a bill is money bill or not. Okay, I'll tell that in money bill again, but just note it down there. What is money bill? I'll come to that. Okay, he decides whether a bill money bill or not, and his decision is final. That cannot be challenged in court of law. Okay, it is not subject to judicial review. If a speaker says a bill is money bill, then done. It is a money bill. Speaker of Lok Sabha. That's all. I'll do it types of bill and what are the procedures. Fine. Then anti-defection. Which Constitutional Amendment Act provided for 10th schedule? 52nd Constitutional Amendment Act, right? Which added 10th schedule. Which schedule deals with allocation of seats in Rajya Sabha? Allocation of seats to states in Rajya Sabha. Yesterday I told you. Which schedule? 4th. Okay, you should see these things. Okay, just then there is 7th schedule deals with division of subjects, central list, state list, concurrent list. That is dealt by 7th schedule. Okay, so 4th schedule is allocation of seats in Rajya Sabha. Allocation of seats Rajya Sabha, right? 7th schedule deals with division of subjects, central list, concurrent list, state list, right? That will be done by 7th schedule. 10th schedule is anti-defection. 8th schedule, don't see that. Official languages. Your 10 rupees notes. What are the languages are there? 22 languages, right? That is present in 8th schedule. Okay, fine. 5th and 6th schedule. 5th schedule related to administration of scheduled areas. 6th schedule administration of areas of Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura, Mizoram, right? 4 states. Okay, 5th, 6th. Ninth is related to, there are certain bills, not only land reforms and other bills like Tamil Nadu reservation bill. Those bills are there in the 9th schedule. Yeah, that is also part of 9th schedule. It was related to first constitutional amendment is related to some of the land reforms. Okay, they right to property. Some of the provisions related to right to property to implement land reforms. So that was added to 9th schedule. That is amendment. Yeah, that was amendment to constitution. And there are certain other amendments as well, providing breaching the 50% threshold of reservation of Tamil Nadu state bill. That was also added to 9th schedule. In Supreme Court, one of the cases, I forgot the case name, I think Coilo case, I guess. There Supreme Court told that earlier it was like 9th schedule is free from judicial review. And I think Coilo case, where Supreme Court told that even 9th schedule is not free from judicial review. Okay, I think Coilo case. Check that. You only check that. Okay, fine. Then just check the schedules: first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth, seventh. What is first schedule? Name of the states. Second is salary allowances. Third schedule, oath or affirmation, right? Fourth schedule is allocation of seats. Fifth, administration of scheduled areas. Sixth is administration of scheduled areas of Assam, Tripura, Meghalaya, Mizoram. Then that is sixth. Fourth is allocation of seats. Seventh is separation of powers. That is central list, state list, concurrent list. Eighth is official languages. Ninth is land reforms or special acts which are placed in 9th schedule. 10th is anti-defection. 11th, Panchayat Raj, rural local bodies. 12th is municipalities, that is urban local bodies. 11th is RLB. 12th is ULB. Right? Fine. I think I missed it actually while doing, right? I didn't tell you this. Yeah. Just, they might ask you, like they have asked many times, but you never know, right? Fine. 10th schedule added by 52nd Constitutional Amendment Act. After this, I'll just do Constitutional Amendment. Then I'll go to Parliament. I'll finish that. What is the procedure, everything. Okay. Fine. So what are the provisions of 10th schedule? When it related to disqualification of members in case of defection if they change a political party, right? So what happens when what are the conditions for changing the disqualifying a member? Changing a party without resigning to the membership of the house, then voting against the whip, a direction given by the whip, then giving resignation to the membership of the party, right? Then a nominated member joins a political party after the expiry of 6 months. An independent member joins a political party, then he will lose his membership. There is only one exception, that is 2/3. Yeah. If they form or merge with the another party, then anti-defection will not be applicable to them, right? One second. Okay. Yesterday I told you, right? Article 74, there is a provision. The total strength of the Council of Ministers shall not be more than 15% of the total strength of the Lok Sabha. That was originally, that provision was not there. It was added by 91st Constitutional Amendment Act of 2003. Okay, 91st. Remember that 91st is an amendment to the 10th schedule. 91st Constitutional Amendment Act. 91st Constitutional Amendment Act. CA. 91st CA. Originally, in anti-defection law, there was a provision for split. Split, that is 1/3 of the members of a political party, 1/3 of the members had a chance to form a separate faction. Getting my point, right? If there are 30 MLAs in a particular party or MPs in a particular party, if 1/3 of it means 10 members, 10 members can form a separate group. That was called a split. Then anti-defection will not be applicable to them. That provision was deleted by 91st Constitutional Amendment Act and added 2/3 merger. Split was removed. They added a provision of 2/3 of the party has to be merged with another party. Okay, split was deleted. Okay, and that provision 15%. That provision was also added by 91st Constitutional Amendment Act. Okay, means the strength of the Council of Ministers shall not be more than 15% of the total strength of the Lok Sabha. If it is in state, it is Legislative Assembly. Okay, fine. Then what is that? Bills lapse. When the bill will get lapsed? A bill which is introduced in Lok Sabha after the dissolution of the House or Lok Sabha, what happens to the bills which are pending? The bill which is pending in Lok Sabha lapses. A bill which is pending in Rajya Sabha passed by Lok Sabha lapses. A bill which is pending in Lok Sabha passed by, bill which is pending in Rajya Sabha passed by Lok Sabha. A bill which is pending in Lok Sabha lapses. A bill which is pending in Rajya Sabha passed by Lok Sabha lapses. A bill which is pending in Lok Sabha passed by Rajya Sabha. A bill which is pending in Lok Sabha which is already passed by Rajya Sabha lapses. A bill which is pending in Rajya Sabha not passed by Lok Sabha does not lapse. A bill which is pending with President passed by both houses does not lapse. A bill which is returned by President for reconsideration does not lapse. If there is a disagreement between the two houses and President has notified for joint sitting, does not lapse. Clear? Good. Then we did parliamentary procedures. Then Attorney General. Which article deals with Attorney General of India? No, Attorney General. Article 76 deals with Attorney General of India, right? Then powers of ministers and Attorney General. Which article? 78. What are the powers they have? They can take part in the proceedings of the either house of the parliament. They cannot vote. They can be a part of any committees of the parliament without the right to vote, right? All right. Yeah, they have no right to vote. And Attorney General. Okay, then Monday we will have test, because today this parliament I'll finish it and that whole chapter it will be easy to give test. Otherwise simply I'll have to pick the question. Now I'll give 20 questions Monday. Okay, I'll try to find previous year IB questions and UPSC questions like that. We'll make it a little tough. Okay, just go through your parliament properly. Then I'll have to give more questions. Then your whole 1.5 hour will go for test only. Okay, I'll give 50 questions, sir. I'll speak to sir till end of the whatever I'll do till today, till that, no? Yeah, till today's syllabus. Yeah, that will be better actually. It is better to give those kind of tests rather than giving daily 10 questions now. Yeah, I'll speak to sir. Till what time you have class? Like morning session? Morning we will start at 10:30 to? No. Break 1:30. Oh, yes. Morning session. Okay. Then you should write before 10:30 only, or whatever. I'll do that. Okay. I'll pick from all state exams questions and whatever. We'll make it little difficult. Tuesday, yeah? Till Monday, whatever. No. Yeah, you write Tuesday only. Whatever it is till today, na? I'll give that, because 50 questions means they'll have to make a paper, na? They'll have to arrange it, because Tuesday you write it on Tuesday, but whatever done today till today, because the next whatever from tomorrow, I mean Monday to completion of the syllabus, full syllabus, we'll give another test. Yeah, not another Tuesday. Before that only syllabus will. Whatever days it will take. Now another 3 to 4 days. I'll finish that syllabus, and next day we'll give a full test. Yeah, then let them provide the Saturday test. I'll come some other day, and if the syllabus is completed before that, I'll come some other day and have a discussion. Okay, so just 1 hour, any one day in between, I'll come and we can have a discussion. Yeah, Tuesday we'll have 50 questions, or if they ask, make it less, or 40 questions, but not less than that. We'll make it 50. Okay, what is the time limit for you guys in regular test? Even IB 1 hour 100 question, then 50 questions you should solve in 30 minutes. Okay, make that habit. I'll not give full lengthy statements and all. I'll not give. If I give it, it will be very difficult to solve. Or in between, I'll put some lengthy statements. Okay, fine. 1 hour means with these 20 questions you should solve in 10 minutes, because we'll be having aptitude now. So there, that will consume more of your time. So you should plan accordingly. This GS 20 questions and current affairs 20 questions, 10 minutes you should finish it off. Right? You can do it actually. This is the only section where, because if you know, you know. Yeah, read the questions, finish it. That's all. Right? In UPSC also same thing, man. You will be having 100 questions, 2 hours. How many minutes you will get? Yeah, around. In that you will have to fill OMR, and in between, they'll come and they'll put signature, all those things. That time is sufficient. UPSC, yeah? No, it is not. I think last time you felt it like that, but it depends on the paper actually. Sometimes you will have to go 4 to 5 rounds, na? Did you attend last time? No. Last time I was writing KS. It was a paper. Actually, it was easy. That is why cutoff went very high. So I was giving KS mains, so I skipped that attempt. So yeah, at least you should go 4 to 5 rounds, na? Minimum 4 rounds you should go, 100% like that. Then it'll especially aptitude paper 2, no? This year it was bit okay, but you should see some 2 years before CSAT. That will, like, while doing 20 questions only, you will be trying. They are taking to next level. They are not eliminating students with paper 1. They are eliminating with paper 2. Yeah, paper 1 they are asking it easily. I mean easy. Paper 2 they are making it very difficult. So students will not be able to qualify. They're qualifying paper only. My friend, like, last year he got IRS IT. Before that, he scored 135 in paper 1. That was one of the highest. That time the cutoff was, I think, 85 or somewhere 85. He scored 135, but paper 2 he could not clear. So he took it very personally. He was about to stop it and going for MS. He took it very personally and he wrote it again and he cleared. He got IRS IT. Okay, so it happens, man. See, currently Mangalore DC is there, na? Darshan. One of my, he's my mentor, Arun Hadagali. He cleared KS in 14. Those two were in, actually they were IB officers, same exam. They were in Delhi. Those two, they took some 6 months leave or something. They came to Karnataka and wrote KS mains, prelims and mains. Darshan could not clear KS mains. My mentor, he cleared KS mains and he got Group A post only in KS. Darshan cleared UPSC and same batch. He got 48th rank, and Karnataka cadre. From Karnataka, he was the first rank. He got IAS. That is how the fate is. Me, UPSC mains I have written once. I wrote it many, but I was not serious at all. Simply, I have written like RTO inspector, commercial tax inspector, those exams, and this FDA and all I won't write. Other exams I have written. Group B I have written. Probably I might clear that. So central, no, only UPSC. That's all. I didn't write anything. This IB I never wrote. Had a chance of CAPF I have written once. 23 I had applied, but at that time my dad had some health issues, so I could not write it. But many of my friends, they have written and they have got it. So those two were there in IB. It is actually a very nice job. Fine. So what I was telling, yeah, parliamentary tools, right? Yesterday we did. Now what is 0 hour? Sorry, question hour. questions. The first hour of every session is called as question hour. Every day's session is called as question hour, where how many types of questions are there? Unstart, start, short notice question. What do you mean by start question? Yeah, oral start is oral answer, and supplementary questions can be asked. Unstart, where written answer will be given and no supplementary question can be asked. Then short notice, yeah, right. See, last time I missed my KS rank by 7 marks. Just 7 marks finalized. If there are only one post, I would have got the post. It happens like that. 1 marks, 0.5 marks and all. One of my friend lost, but 15 batch he lost it by 1 marks. Finalist, interview finalist, he lost it by 1 marks. Happens like that. Means I've written. Yeah, our batch should finish. This batch should finish probably next year. Next year it will definitely come, 100%. Case is, go for it, man. Don't leave it. It is always good to be a AC in your home state, right? Fine. Then 0 hour, right? What do you mean by 0 hour? After the question hour till the agenda of the day, the period is called as 0 hour, where the members can raise a question of public importance, right? So next one is motions. So we will finish constitutional amendment. We'll start this because in between, no, we'll finish parliament, then we'll start constitutional amendment. Anyways, you'll not come across that here. Okay, means what is the procedure for amending the constitution and all those things. I didn't do that, no? The chapter is not done, right? Yeah, we'll finish that as well today. Okay, fine. Motions. Motions, you want to write the definition? Motion is a formal proposal made by a member to initiate a discussion or action on specific matter. Okay, motion is a formal proposal made by a member. Motion is a formal proposal made by a member to initiate discussion. Motion is a formal proposal made by a member to initiate discussion or action on a specific matter. Motion is a formal proposal made by a member to initiate discussion or action on a specific matter. To initiate a discussion or action on a specific matter. The definition is not there in Lakshmikant. Okay, on a specific matter means there is something called no confidence motion, right? If a member introduces no confidence motion, then if the house accepts it, then the discussion will happen on the motion, right? Then that matter will be put to vote. Member can express their opinion either by rejecting it or accepting it. If majority of the members supported the motion, then the government will have to resign. It means that members have no confidence on the government. Got it, right? Motion means you will introduce it is a proposal. Okay, the house will express its opinion either by accepting it or rejecting it. Motion is, it is a formal proposal introduced by a member to initiate a discussion. Okay, so that is motion. So there are basically three categories: substantive motion, subsidiary motion, substitute motion. Substantive motion, substantive motion, subsidiary motion, substitute motion. Substitute motion. Substantive motion, subsidiary motion, substitute motion. Okay. Substantive motion is nothing but it is an independent motion. Okay, it is an independent motion. It has a complete meaning. It is an independent motion. For example, substantive motion, you have no confidence motion. That is an independent motion. Okay, when it is passed, the member will be replaced. Okay, then adjournment motion, calling attention motion, they're all substantive motion. Okay, then there is subsidiary motion, means independently it has no meaning in it. It will be introduced in addition to the original motion. Getting my point, right? There will be substantive motion already introduced in the house. Okay, if the members want to make some changes in the motion, you're getting my point, right? Then they will introduce subsidiary motion. Along with the substantive motion, they will introduce the subsidiary motion. It is another motion which has no meaning on its own. It is introduced in addition to the original motion. Okay, then there is substitute motion to replace the original motion. That's all. There is already a motion in the house for the opinion of the members or the house. Then a substitute motion is introduced, means the original motion will be replaced. This will be placed in the place of that. No, not exactly like that. If the members feel like that discussion is enough, then they will replace with another motion. Okay, fine. Just remember the names. Okay, then there are different, these are, it is a categorization of the motions. There are different types of motions. Like I'll not deal about all the things in your Lakshmika. There are many motions. I'll explain only important things. Okay, there's something called closure motion. Closure motion. Closure motion. See, if there is a matter which is being discussed in the house, okay, then if the matter is discussed sufficiently, then members will introduce closure motion to end the discussion and put the matter to vote. That's all. You understood, right? When there is a discussion, say there is a discussion on budget, then once the discussion is finished, then they will issue the closure motion, so that the discussion is done, then they will put the matter to vote. Clear? That is closure motion. In closure motion, there is again types. One is simple closure, then closure by compartments, kangaroo closure, guillotine closure. Simple closure, closure by compartments, kangaroo closure, guillotine closure. Closure by compartments. Simple closure, closure by compartments, guillotine kangaroo closure, kangaroo closure, then guillotine closure. Okay, simple closure, closure by compartments, kangaroo closure, guillotine closure. Okay, simple closure means what I explained about closure motion, that is simple closure. When the matter is sufficiently discussed, then a closure motion will be introduced, the matter will be put to vote. Okay, closure by compartments means if the bill is very lengthy, okay, if there is a bill which is very lengthy, then they will divide the bill into parts. They will divide the bill into parts, and each bill will be discussed, each part will be discussed and put to vote separately. Each compartments, that is called closure by compartments. They will issue closure motion for each compartments. If there is a very lengthy bill with many provisions, then it will be difficult for discussing the whole bill together. They'll make it parts and they will discuss it part by part, and they will issue closure motion after every part is discussed. That is called closure by compartments. Okay, then guillotine kangaroo closure, just remember kangaroo is jumping. Okay, what they'll do is they'll discuss only important parts and remaining parts will be skipped. When the kangaroo closure is passed, kangaroo closure motion is implemented or introduced, it means that only important parts are discussed, rest are being jumped. Okay, only important clauses are taken for discussion and voting, remaining clauses are skipped. Okay, only important clauses Clauses spelling, you know, na? Clause. Yeah. Clause. Important clauses are discussed. Remaining just jumped. Kangaroo, remember jumping. Okay. Remaining parts are jumped or skipped. That is kangaroo closure. Guillotine closure means along with discussed one, the undiscussed parts of the bill or undiscussed clauses are also put to vote. That is called guillotine closure. Along with the discussed clauses, the undiscussed clauses are also put to vote. Clauses. Undiscussed clauses are also put to vote. In a particular bill, okay, along with discussed clauses, the undiscussed clauses are also put to vote. That is called guillotine. How you spell pronounce it, man? Guillotine clause only, no? Okay. It's called guillotine clause. Guillotine motion. Okay. It means in a bill, there are various provisions. Okay. The House, what they'll do, they'll discuss only important parts. Okay. Rest of the parts is not discussed. Or suppose the bill is introduced in the last day of the session or just one day before the session. Then there is not enough time to discuss the bill. What members will do, the ruling party members, they have majority. They'll introduce guillotine motion. They'll discuss only half of the bill. The undiscussed part are also put to vote along with the discussed one. The bill will be passed. Got my point, right? So that is a strategy usually they'll use to skip the discussion. Clear? That is guillotine closure motion. There are closure motion means it is a resolution motion introduced to end the discussion and put the matter to vote or put the bill to vote. Okay. So there are simple closure, closure by compartments, kangaroo closure, guillotine closure. Understood the types, right? Clear? Fine. You need to see Parliament. It is a bit heavy chapter, but don't worry. These things you will have to know what it is. All right. What is closure motion and what are the types? Just they might ask you like match the following kind of questions or what is kangaroo closure kind of thing. Just remember those things. Okay. Then there is something called privilege motion. This I did yesterday actually. Right? Privilege motion. Which article deals with privilege motion? Privileges of the members. Members of Parliament. Privileges of members of Parliament. Article 100. Should not forget articles. Article 105. Article 105 deals with privileges of members. Okay. Privileges of members deals with Article 105. If those privileges are violated, then a member can introduce privilege motion in the House. Okay. Article 105 deals with privilege motion. If those privileges are violated, a member of the Parliament, both houses, has a special right to introduce privilege motion. Sorry? Pronounce the whole sentence. Is the privileges are violated, a member of the Parliament has a right to introduce privilege motion. If the privileges of a member is violated, then he can introduce privilege motion. Privileges are provided by Article 105 to members of Parliament. Article 194 to state legislature members. Okay. Another important thing is these privileges, they are available to Attorney General as well. Okay. These privileges under Article 105, they are available not only to members, they are also available to Attorney General. Okay. In state, Advocate General. Center, it is Attorney General. Attorney General also has privileges under Article 105. What do you mean by privileges? See, a member has a right to ask questions in the House. Correct? No? In question hour, he will ask questions. And it is his right to get it is his privilege to get the correct answer. Getting my point, right? Correct answer means the minister cannot bluff in the House. He will have to what? Give correct answer. If such answers are not given, then a member can move privilege motion. His privilege as a constitutional right is being violated. Getting my point, right? So like that, many members are having many privileges. If those privileges are violated, they can move the privilege motion. Okay. In Kannada, it is a hakkuchuti antare Kannadadalli, right? Fine. In newspaper, if you are reading Kannada newspaper, repeatedly they'll be like mentioning this word. Okay. Fine. That is privilege motion. So parliamentary privileges comes under which article? 105. Along with the members of parliament, even who has parliamentary privileges? Attorney General also has parliamentary privileges. This question they might ask you. Okay, fine. So next one is calling attention motion. Calling attention motion. Calling attention motion. Calling attention motion. Okay. It's a type of motion. It is introduced by a member to get the attention of the minister. If there are any matter of public importance, the member can introduce this motion in the house. If it is accepted, then a particular minister will have to come and give answers to that particular question. Okay, calling the attention of a member, minister. Okay, it can be introduced either in the Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. Okay, calling attention motion to get the attention of a minister. Okay, get the attention of the minister. A minister of that particular, related to that particular issue, will have to come and give answers to that. Okay, it can be introduced either in Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. Okay, so next one is adjournment motion. Adjournment motion. Okay, this can be introduced only in Lok Sabha. It is the important thing here. Only in Lok Sabha. Adjournment motion cannot be introduced in where? Rajya Sabha. It can be introduced only in the Lok Sabha. It is introduced to draw the attention of the House on a matter of urgent public importance. It is introduced in the House to draw the attention of the House on a matter of urgent public importance. Urgent public importance. Public importance. Okay. It needs the support of 50 members to get admitted. It needs the support of 50 members to get admitted. Yeah. Substantive motion means it itself is not a motion. You are calling adjournment motion itself is a substantive motion. No confidence motion is substantive motion. Okay, that is categorization of the motions. Okay, substantive motion means it is not a particular type of motion. These motions will be categorized under those three heads. Your no confidence motion is a substantive motion. Clear? Okay, so adjournment motion, it can be introduced only in where? Lok Sabha, and on a matter of urgent public importance. If it is passed, if it is accepted in the House, then all the businesses of the House will be set aside and that particular matter will be taken for discussion. You're getting my point, right? All the other businesses like question or whatever, or any discussion on any particular bill will be set aside, and this matter, whatever is mentioned in the adjournment motion, that matter will be taken into consideration and that will be discussed. And minimum of 2.5 hour discussion will have to takes place on that particular matter. Minimum 2 hours 30 minutes discussion should happen. Okay. Two hours 30 minutes discussion should happen on the matter. So here important thing is it can be introduced only in Lok Sabha. Your calling attention motion that can be introduced either in Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha. Okay. Next one is no confidence motion. Yeah. Adjournment, signed day adjournment is, these are the tools available to end the session. It is a motion. Session will not end. If there are, you see, probably which one we can take the example. Probably, so if there are any issue happen on a particular day, session is going on, the members wants to discuss that, then a member will move adjournment motion that we'll have to discuss that matter. Then they will set aside all the business on that particular day, they will take up the matter and they will discuss it. You got my point, right? Then government will have to give answer to that. What is the action being taken? All those things. You're getting my point, right? So that is adjournment motion. When there is adjournment and adjournment signed day, adjournment means it will be issued by presiding officer of the house. See, if there is so much of disturbance in the session, members will be fighting with each other, means they'll be arguing with each other and session is not in order. Then what presiding officer will do? He will adjourn the house. The house is urgent and they'll say, and they'll go, right? House is urgent for 10 minutes. House is urgent for 1 hour. So that is adjournment. Adjournment signed day means they will end the session for indefinite period, right? It is not motion. Okay. So next one is no confidence motion. NCM. No confidence motion. It can also be introduced only in Lok Sabha. It cannot be introduced in Rajya Sabha. Only in Lok Sabha. Why? Yeah, I told you while doing Article 75, the Council of Ministers are collectively responsible to the Lok Sabha. Parliament in general, but in particular, they are collectively responsible to the Lok Sabha. If they lose the majority in Lok Sabha, if they lose the confidence of the House, they will have to resign. Right? Sometimes, see, currently the BJP is, okay, let's not take this year. In last term, the BJP was having majority in Lok Sabha. They were having more than 272 seats. But in Rajya Sabha, they were not having majority. They were having, see, there is no concept of majority in Rajya Sabha. Right? That is not a body elected directly by people. So, it was not having majority in Rajya Sabha. They were only having majority in Lok Sabha. So, if you allow no confidence motion in Rajya Sabha as well, if it is passed, then government has to resign. The government is formed by who? Members of Lok Sabha. They are directly elected by people. Right? So when no confidence motion is introduced in Lok Sabha and if it is passed, then the government has to resign. It shows that the members have lost confidence on the government. Then government will have to resign. That is no confidence motion. So that can be introduced only in Lok Sabha. In Rajya Sabha, no confidence motion cannot be introduced. And if no confidence motion is passed, then government has to resign. Understood? Prime Minister and Council of Ministers, they will have to resign because they lost the majority in the House. It means that it says that if the no confidence motion is passed, it means that they have lost the majority in the House. Right? Majority of the members are against the government. It means that it lost the majority and they will have to resign. Clear? Got it? No? Clear? Fine. Then there is something called motion of thanks. Motion of thanks. Okay. Motion of thanks means, see, I told you while doing legislative powers of president, the president will address the first session of every year of the parliament. He will address. After addressing the house, then motion of thanks will be passed. Okay. So then if it is passed, it has to be introduced. It can be introduced in both houses of the parliament. Okay. That's all. It will be passed in the house, either in Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. Here important thing is adjournment motion can be passed only in Lok Sabha. No confidence motion can be passed only in Lok Sabha. Calling attention motion can be passed in either Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha to call the attention of a minister on a matter of urgent public importance. Okay, adjournment motion calling attention of the whole house. Okay, the matter will be taken up for discussion in the house. Adjournment motion can be introduced only in Lok Sabha, not in Rajya Sabha. No confidence motion can be introduced only in Lok Sabha. If no confidence motion is passed, the government has to resign. Okay, that is the end of the government. Either then the president can ask the another party to form the government, or house will be dissolved and fresh election will happen. It depends on the situation. Okay, fine. Now, legislative procedure in parliament. Legislative procedure in parliament. Okay, legislative procedure in parliament. Legislative procedure in parliament means how a bill will be passed in the parliament and what are the procedures to be followed for that purpose. Okay, broadly there are two types of bills. One is public bill, another one is private bill. Money bill, that will, those bills will come under subcategorization. All the bills we can categorize it as public bill and private bill. What do you mean by public bill? Sorry. Okay, what do you mean by private bill? No, it is not like that. Public bill is the bill which is introduced by a minister. Okay, public bill is a bill which is introduced by a minister as a part of government. It is introduced by the government or minister. It is introduced by a minister. Private bill is introduced by any member. Introduced by any member. Getting my point, right? If the bill is introduced by a minister, he is representing the state, government, executive. That is called public bill. Private bill can be introduced by any member. Okay. Huh? Sorry? Any member being either the Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. He can be a part of any party. Even he may be a part of ruling party. You're getting my point, right? Yeah, opposition member can also introduce a bill. That becomes private bill. Tell. Yes. It is not opposition only. I'm telling you now, if the bill is introduced by government, that is by a minister, that becomes public bill. If the bill is introduced by any other member, any member, if you take current government, it may be from BJP or TRS or whatever, TDP or JDS, whatever the party. If they introduce a bill on, as a part, if the member of either Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, if they introduce a bill, that becomes private bill. He's a part of the government, no? Members are not part of the government. They are part of the legislature. That is, they are part of the parliament. They are not part of the executive. Minister is chosen from amongst the member. He is a part of executive. No, we have three organs. I told you, executive, legislature, judiciary. Who are all part of executive? President, vice president, council of ministers, and prime minister, and attorney general. Parliament is not a part of executive. Executives are drawn from the parliament. Right? Correct? No. So when a minister introduces a bill, it is a bill of the state. Government is introducing a bill. So that becomes a public bill. Okay. If the bill is introduced by any member, irrespective of the party, he is a member of the parliament, either Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. If any member other than minister, if he is introducing a bill, that becomes private bill. Clear? Private bill. See what happens, in Karnataka, any member can introduce a private bill on any issue. Getting my point, right? Any matter of, it is not like his personal bills. They can introduce bill only for public purpose only, but it is introduced by a private member, not on behalf of the government. Got the difference, right? Public bills are introduced by state. Sorry, public bills are introduced by executives. They are ministers. Private bills are introduced by members. Private bill, because public issuer is not a minister. Yes. Okay. Any member is introducing a bill, that is a private bill. He might belongs to a ruling party, but should not be a minister. Okay, fine. For public bills, 7 days prior notice should be given. For private bills, 1 month prior notice should be given. For 7 days. For public bills, 7 days prior notice should be given to the house, that is presiding officer, to presiding officer. For private bills, 1 month prior notice has to be given. For public bills, it is 7 days. For private bills, it is 1 month prior notice has to be given. Given to presiding officer. Given to presiding officer. Okay. Okay. So now types of bills. Okay. Types of bills. First one is ordinary bills. Okay. Then money bills, financial bills, fourth one is constitutional amendment bills. Ordinary bills, money bills, financial bills, constitutional amendment bills. Financial bills, ordinary bills, money bills, financial bills, constitutional amendment bills. See, this is Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha. Okay, a bill is introduced in Lok Sabha, it will go to Rajya Sabha, then it will go to President. If he has given his assent, it becomes act. Right? Till then it is only bill. After passing by both the houses, after the President assent, it becomes act. You know that concept, right? Fine. Done. Okay. So first we'll speak about ordinary bills. Ordinary bills. Okay. Ordinary bills can be introduced. First you listen, then you can write it down. Okay. So ordinary bills can be introduced either by a minister or by a private member. It means that it can be a public bill as well as private bill. Okay. Ordinary bills can be introduced either by a minister or by a private member. First thing. Second one, you should read in this order only all the types, then it will be easy to remember. Okay. Second one, it can be introduced either in Lok Sabha. Yellow. Okay. Okay. Ordinary bills can be introduced either by a minister or by a private member. First thing. Second thing, ordinary bills can be introduced in either house of the Lok Sabha. It can be introduced either in Lok Sabha or either house of the Parliament. It can be introduced in either Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. Third one, first one is it can be introduced either by a minister or private member. Second one, either Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. Third one, the prior permission of the President is not needed. Prior permission, before introducing the bill, you need not to take the permission of the President. Okay. Prior permission of the President is not needed. Okay. And next one, ordinary bill has to be passed by simple majority. Ordinary bill has to be passed by simple majority. And simple majority. Okay. Simple majority. Joint sitting I'll come to later. Okay. what happens if there is a disagreement between the two houses? I'll do it in joint setting. Okay, so what first thing is, yeah, see, ordinary bills, introduction, Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha. It can be introduced in Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. Then second one is either by a private member or by a, it can be a private bill or public bill. It can be introduced either by a private member or by a minister. Next, prior permission of president is not needed. Prior permission of the president is not needed. Okay, fine. Then there are 5 stages in while passing the ordinary bill. Okay, just understand it. You can write it later. Okay, yeah. Okay, so there are 5 stages. See, we'll consider the bill is introduced in Lok Sabha only. Okay, so there is something called first reading. Green was nice, no? It is not visible there. Huh? Okay. First reading. Okay. What happens in first reading? The bill will be introduced in the house. Okay. Bill will be introduced. There, if suppose the bill is already published in the Gazette of India, then asking leave of the house is not needed. Asking permission of the house is not needed. If the bill is not published in the Gazette of India, then leave of the house is required. Okay, leave is permission. Leave of the house is required. Then it will be, first is, it will be introduced in the bill. Sorry, the bill will be introduced in the house. We'll say Lok Sabha. We'll take Lok Sabha. Bill is introduced. The general discussion on the bill means just the member who is introducing the bill will stand up and he will read the heading of the bill. So bill will be introduced. That's it. Okay. So then second reading. Second reading. Okay. Fine. In second reading, detailed scrutiny of the bill will take place. Detailed scrutiny of the bill. Scrutiny means discussion. What do you say? Another word for scrutiny. You know, examining the bill. Detailed analysis of the bill. Yes, scrutiny. Scrutiny. Detailed scrutiny of the bill will take place. Okay. Initially, the bill will be handed over to all the members. Then, in second reading, there are 3 more stages. Okay. So first, what they'll do is the member will do general discussion. Then they will decide. After first stage is general discussion. The members will discuss the bill generally. Once the discussion will done, then they will think whether to consider the bill now only or to handing over the bill to a select committee or joint committee. What does it mean? See, they will do the general discussion. What are the provisions of the bill? Okay. Then they will decide whether we should only discuss the bill or we should make a committee and hand over the bill to that committee. Okay. Here there are 2 types of committees. One, see, this is Lok Sabha, this is Rajya Sabha. First type is they will pick some members from Lok Sabha, say 10 members, 15 members, and form a committee. That is called parliamentary committee. To that the bill will be referred. Okay. Second thing is they will form a joint committee, JPC, Joint Parliamentary Committee. They will pick members from Lok Sabha, they will pick members from Rajya Sabha, and they will hand over the bill to JPC to have a detailed scrutiny. Recently, Waqf bill, you remember? There's something called Waqf Act related to Waqf properties, right? So when the Waqf, WAQF, Waqf board and related Waqf properties, the bill was introduced in Parliament. Once the discussion happened, the members decided to refer the bill for JPC, Joint Parliamentary Committee. There was someone MP called Jagadambika Pal. He headed the JPC. Then a Joint Parliamentary Committee was formed. The bill was referred to JPC. Right. So after the general discussion, the members may decide either to form the committee or to take the consideration of the bill on that stage only. If the bill is referred to committee, they can form parliamentary committee of the same house, select committee, or they can form joint committee. Joint committee consisting of members of the both the houses. Okay. Once the bill is referred to joint committee or select committee, the committee members will go through the bills properly. They will scrutinize the bill. You're getting my point, right? They will scrutinize the bill. They can make amendments to the bill without changing the original nature of the bill. Getting my point, right? There is some basic foundation of the bill will be there. Now, basic provisions. Those provisions they cannot change. They can make certain amendments to the bill and they will give a detailed report. Okay, and the bill will be sent back to the house. Getting my point, right? Second stage, the committee will scrutinize the bill. Okay, the committee will scrutinize the bill and they can make amendments. If the house accepted, it becomes the part of the bill, but they cannot make or they cannot change the basic provisions of the bill. Then bill will be sent back to the house. In second reading only, I'm still in second reading only. Okay, then once the bill is into the house, then the house will discuss the bill clause by clause. Okay, once the JPC will submit the report, in the light, by taking that report, okay, in the light of that report, the members will discuss the bill clause by clause. Then what is the point of JPC? See, members, all the members may not be having detailed knowledge of the bill. Correct? No. What JPC will do? They will choose the members who have a special knowledge on that particular matter. And their job is referring the bill and noting down what are the pros, what are the cons, and if there are any changes required, what are those changes. Getting my point, right? What are the changes needs to be made in the bill? And recommending all those changes is the responsibility of the committee. They will recommend to the house. These are all the provisions has to be changed. If the house accepted, that becomes the part of the bill. If that is the again prerogative of the house. Okay. Once the bill is sent back to the house in second reading only, the house will discuss the bill clause by clause, and members can propose the amendments to the bill. Members, you are a member. You three are the members of parliament. I have introduced a bill. It has come back from the committee stage. Okay. I have introduced a work bill. You being a member, you will say that one particular provision has to be changed because it is not, practical. Whatever may be your condition, not opposing many. Yeah, you might say that it is not necessary or it is affecting some other community, larger interest of the nation. Whatever your obligation or your objection for that. Then the bill you will propose an amendment. If the house accepted, that will be put to vote. If the house accepted, that amendment becomes the part of the bill. Originally, bill has there are related to some bill. It says that a person has to file application within 20 days. Yes. Yes. Committee will also propose amendments. If it has to become the part of the bill, the house has to accept it. Yeah. Once the committee proposed amendments, and it will analyze the bill, and bill will be sent back to the house. Second reading only. In second reading only, after bill is coming back to the house will again analyze the bill clause by clause. They will scrutinize the bill clause by clause, and each clause is voted separately. I told you there is a provision like 21 days is the minimum time required to file some application. You say that 21 days is very, very less, make it 2 months. If the house accepted, then the 21 days will become 2 months. If the house rejected your proposal, then 21 days will remain. You got the point, right? In second reading only, the members can propose the amendments. If the amendments accepted, then that will become the part of the bill. Clear? Then the second reading is done. Then third reading.
So they will analyze each and every clause.
Yes.
And if there should be made any amendments,
they will propose it.
They will propose it to
house.
To the house.
House should accept it.
Then the house.
That is what I told. He is a member. You are a member. You proposed an amendment. You said that in a discussion, you said that this provision is not legitimate. Make a change. If the house accepts it, all the members, all means majority again, simple majority. It requires simple majority. So simple majority of the member accepted it. That becomes the part of the bill. If they don't, it will not. The original provision will continue. Originally, I have introduced a bill with certain provisions. Right? What is the responsibility of the house? They will scrutinize it, whether it is correct or not. They will scrutinize everything. Getting my point, right? Once you being a member, you proposed an amendment. If the house accepts it, it becomes part. If not, the bill will pass in the original form. Got my point, right? So second reading is done. Then third reading. In third reading, it is restricted to either accepting the bill completely or rejecting it. Yeah, second reading is done. Now third reading. Third reading is limited to either accepting the bill or rejecting the bill. Either accepting or rejecting. No fresh amendments cannot be made. In third reading, you cannot amend the bill. The House will decide whether we should accept the bill or reject the bill altogether. Amendments are already done in second reading. In third reading, it is just the discussion is limited either passing the bill or rejecting the bill. Okay, no amendments are allowed. Understood? That is third reading. Third reading, accepting or rejecting. No amendments. They are nothing but members of parliament. Yeah, that's what I told. Now in Waqf JPC, Jagdambika Pal, he was a member of Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. I think Lok Sabha only. Lok Sabha. Like that. They are nothing but members of parliament. Okay. Yeah, I'll come to joint setting. I'll come to that. I'll come to that. Okay. Fine. So third reading, if the bill is accepted. In third reading, if the House rejects the bill, it ends there. Okay. If the House passes the bill, then it will go to fourth stages. Sorry. Yeah. Next stage. I said 5 stages. In first stage, first reading, second reading, third reading. Then it will go to second House. It will go to second House. After third reading, it is not fourth reading, it is second House. Next stage, bill in the second House. Okay, 5 stages I told now. First reading 1 stage, second reading 1 stage, third reading 1 stage. Next is fourth stage is bill in the second House. Bill in second House. I said the bill was introduced in Lok Sabha. Correct? Bill was introduced in Lok Sabha. House passed the bill in third reading. Then the bill will go to second House. Again in second House, it will have to pass through first reading, second reading, third reading. All 3 stages. Okay. In second House, it has to pass through first reading, second reading, third reading. Okay. And first reading, second reading, third reading. Suppose the second House passes the bill and bill is passed by both the houses. Done. Then it will go to who? President. When it comes to ordinary bill, he can give assent, withhold assent, return the bill for reconsideration. What all the choices President have? Once the bill is passed by second House, it means that bill is passed by both houses. It will go to President. He can give his assent. If he gives his assent, it becomes act. Under I didn't tell you the article, right? Under Article 111, he has veto powers. 111. Okay. There are 3 vetoes. So 111. Remember like that. President has 3 vetoes. So Article 111. 111. Article 311 deals with the veto power of President. Okay. So bill is referred. The ordinary bill will go to President. President can give his assent. He can withhold his assent, or he can return the bill for reconsideration, or he can give his assent, withhold his assent, return the bill for reconsideration, or he can use pocket veto as well. Okay. He can use all 3 vetoes. He can give his assent, he can withhold his assent, or he can return the bill for reconsideration. And if second time, if the House passes with or without amendments, the President has to give his assent. That is not stage. That is for your understanding. I mean, that is not a stage. That is a point. Okay, constitutional provision. First time the President can return it. Okay. President can reject as well. If he reject it, the bill ends there. Okay. If we return it for reconsideration, then if the House passes again with or without amendments, the President has to give his assent.
So if we send it by techno, all this process will take place.
Yes. Again, the House can pass it by amending it, or simply it can pass it. Simply it can pass the bill again, and if it is sending back to President, he must give his assent. That was added by 44th Amendment Act.
If there is no amendments, president have to assemble.
Whatever may be, if there are amendments, if there are no amendments, without changes, if the same bill is sent back, he must give his assent. Second time he has no veto over a bill. Okay, 42nd Amendment Act, they made a provision that president cannot reject a bill. 42nd Amendment, they had made a provision that president cannot reject a bill. When a bill is sent to president, he must give his assent. But that was amended by 44th Amendment Act. They made a provision that president can refer a bill for reconsideration once. Second time, he must give his assent. Okay, fine. So he can refer a bill, he can return a bill for reconsideration only once. Okay, second time he must give his assent when the bill is sent back with or without amendments. Okay, if the bill is sent in original form also, he must give his assent. Okay, fine. So we'll joint sitting, I'll do it here only then. See, I said, okay, this is Lok Sabha, this is Rajya Sabha, right? I said ordinary bills. Now we are talking about joint sitting, right? Joint sitting. So the bill is introduced in Lok Sabha. Don't bother about first reading, second reading, just we'll make it simple. The bill is passed from Lok Sabha. Okay, it is sent to Rajya Sabha. Rajya Sabha also passed it. Rajya Sabha also passed it. It will go to president. Correct? There is no concept of joint sitting. The bill is going smoothly, right? Suppose Rajya Sabha rejects the bill. One condition. Or Rajya Sabha makes some amendments, proposes some amendments or makes some amendments, they are not acceptable to Lok Sabha. Rajya Sabha makes some amendments to the bill which are not acceptable to Lok Sabha. Third one, if Rajya Sabha takes no action for 6 months, means it is not rejecting the bill or it is not passing the bill. If it has not taken any action for 6 months, it is not just Rajya Sabha. If the bill is passed in Lok Sabha, same condition applies here. Got my point, right? When a joint sitting can be notified, I'm talking about that. Suppose a bill is, we'll not talk about Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, we'll say first house, second house. If the bill is passed from the first house, either Rajya Sabha or Lok Sabha, it has gone to second house. Okay, second house rejects the bill altogether. Okay, or second house makes amendments which are not acceptable to the first house. Okay,
They don't accept it.
accept those amendments. Second house proposes or makes some amendments which are not acceptable to the first house. And third one, second house does not take any action for 6 months. 6 months they'll simply keep the bill. Either they will reject it, they will not reject it, or they will not accept it, or they will not make any amendments. They'll simply keep the bill. Okay, for 6 months. Then the president can notify for joint sitting because it is a deadlock. The bill, there is a deadlock. Then president can notify for a joint sitting. What is joint sitting? Where both the members of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha will sit together and they will vote. All 545 plus how much? 245 members will sit together. How much it is? 790 members, right? 790 members. What is the majority then? How much? 390, yeah? 790, half of 790. 395, right? 395 plus 1. If 395 plus 1 members supported in favor of the bill, then bill will be passed. You're getting my point, right? That is called joint sitting. Understood?
395 plus.
Plus, I mean, it is just an example. And that particular day, all members need not to be present. Nah?
How many members are present?
That is total, yeah, how many members? There is something called quorum. 1/10 of the total strength have to be present for session to take place. If it is 79, there are at least 80 members are present, right? 1/10 of 790 is 79 or 80. Then 42 of them also voted in favor of that bill. The bill will be passed. Simple majority of members present and voting, right? That is about joint sitting. Who will preside over the joint sitting? It is the No, Speaker of Lok Sabha. Speaker of Lok Sabha. In the absence of Speaker of Lok Sabha, it is the Deputy Speaker of Lok Sabha. In the absence of Deputy Speaker of Lok Sabha, it is the Deputy Chairman of Rajya Sabha. Vice President will never preside over joint sitting. Okay, it is the Speaker of Lok Sabha. In his absence, Deputy Speaker of Lok Sabha. In his absence, Deputy Chairman of Rajya Sabha. Chairman will never preside over joint sitting, and rules of the Lok Sabha will be applied for joint sitting. Okay, rules of Lok Sabha will be applied for joint sitting. What are the conditions for joint sitting to takes place? Yeah, any one house. You should never say it is not Rajya Sabha or Lok Sabha. If the bill is originated in Lok Sabha, it is Rajya Sabha. If the bill is originated in Rajya Sabha, it is Lok Sabha. If the second house rejects the bill altogether, or the amendments proposed by second house which are not acceptable to the first house. Third one, if the second house not taken any action for 6 months, then the condition the deadlock has been reached, then president can notify for joint sitting, then both the houses will sit together. They can either pass the bill or reject the bills. Okay, fine. Yeah. Write that process and we'll take a break. Okay. How to mute it?
Voice. Mic.
Where is mic symbol? Do it now. Okay. Fine. We start. You guys didn't take break only. Yeah. You got giant sitting, right? Alright. It is the Speaker of Lok Sabha. In his absence, Deputy Speaker of Lok Sabha. In his absence, who? Deputy Chairman of Rajya Sabha. The Vice President or Chairman of Rajya Sabha will never preside over the joint sitting. In the absence of who? In the absence of Speaker, Deputy Speaker or Deputy Chairman, it is one of the member chosen by member among themselves. Okay, he will preside over the session. Okay, this is about ordinary bill.
How will they choose, sir, among themselves?
It is, I mean, again consensus. They will choose a member and they will say make him as a. It is because he is a presiding officer for a temporary period, usually from ruling party, because they have the majority, right? The ruling party member will be part of that. Okay. See what happened when Tada bill was passed. No, that time NDA was not having majority. They were having less members. Their party members, I mean their NDA group party members only did not support the bill. So they had to go for giant sitting. Okay, fine. So we did ordinary bill, right? Next is financial bill. Financial bills. Financial bills. Financial bills. See, financial bills is a broad set. Okay, this is financial bill. In that there is money bill. Okay, then financial bill type 1, then financial bill type 2. Okay, money bill is dealt by article 110. Okay, financial bill type 1 dealt by article 117 clause 1, article 117 clause 3. Financial bill type 2. Money bill is dealt by article 110. Okay, financial bill type 1 dealt by article 117 clause 1. Financial bill type 2 dealt by article 117 clause 3. Okay, so this whole set is called financial bills, right? So all money bills are financial bills, but all financial bills are not money bills. Okay, budget is, in our constitution, budget is called as annual financial statement. Annual financial statement, I will come to that. Under article 112, it is a type of money bill. Budget is a type of money bill. Okay, article 112 deals with budget. So article 110 is money bill. Okay, budget is a type of money bill. All the expenditures, all the bills related to expenditure from Consolidated Fund of India comes under money bill, which are mentioned under article 110. There are many subjects which are mentioned under article 110. What are those? We don't want that. That is not required. The matters which are related to expenditure from Consolidated Fund of India. Okay, what is Consolidated Fund of India? I'll come to that. It is nothing but account of the government of India. Okay, all your tax paying money, everything will go to that account. That is called Consolidated Fund of India. What is budget? How to spend money from that fund speaks about budget. Okay, so article 110 is money bill. We'll start with money bill. Okay. Okay. First one is money bill. Article 110. Money bill is a government bill or public bill. It can be introduced only by minister. Yes, it can be introduced only by minister. Only by minister. Article 110. Money bill is always a public bill. It can be introduced only by minister. First thing. Second thing, it can be introduced only in Lok Sabha. It can be introduced only in Lok Sabha. It cannot be introduced in Rajya Sabha. First thing is, it can be introduced
minister.
Only by minister. Second is, it can be introduced only in Lok Sabha. Next, simple majority. Is needed to pass the bill, and Rajya Sabha can make only recommendations to the money bill. It cannot amend the money bill or it cannot reject the money bill. It can only make recommendations, and it has to return the bill within 14 days. Okay. Once the bill is passed by Lok Sabha, it will go to Rajya Sabha. Rajya Sabha can make only recommendations. If Lok Sabha accepts it, it becomes the part of the money bill. 1 second, guys. Someone is repeatedly calling. ಸರ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿದ್ದೆ ಒಂದು 5 ಗಂಟೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡಲಾ? ಓಕೆ 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 ಸಾರಿ. ಯಾ, ವಾಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಐ ಟೆಲಿಂಗ್? ಯಾ, once the bill is passed by Lok Sabha, it will go to Rajya Sabha. Rajya Sabha can only make recommendations. It cannot reject the bill. It cannot amend the bill. It can only make recommendations. If Lok Sabha accepts those recommendations, it becomes the part of the bill. If Lok Sabha had to accept the recommendation made by Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha can reject the recommendations or it can accept the recommendation. Rajya Sabha can only make recommendation. It cannot reject, it cannot amend, and it has to be returned the bill within 14 days. If not, the bill is considered passed and it will be sent to President. Clear? The bill once passed by, it can be introduced only in Lok Sabha, and Rajya Sabha can only make recommendations. It cannot make any amendments. It can only make recommendations, and it has to return the bill within 14 days. And one more thing I forgot to tell you, before introducing the bill, the permission of the President is needed. For money bill, before introduction of the bill, the permission of the President is needed. Okay? Before introducing the bill, the permission of the President is needed.
Lok Sabha people will talk to President in order to make a bill.
It is not Lok Sabha President, it is the minister. You see, while introducing budget yesterday, I told Nirmala Sitharaman will go and meet the President. Before introducing it, she will have to take the permission of the President that we will be introducing a money bill. On the permission of the President only it can be introduced. Without the permission it cannot. Okay? And once the bill is passed by the Lok Sabha, it will go to President. Either President can give his assent or withhold his assent. He cannot return the bill for reconsideration. Okay? For money bill, President has absolute veto or accepting the bill. He cannot use suspensive veto. He cannot return the bill for reconsideration. Okay? He cannot return the bill for reconsideration. He can give his assent or withhold his assent. That is rejecting, absolute veto. But he cannot return the bill for reconsideration. Returning the bill for reconsideration provision is not there for money bill. Okay? Usually President will give his assent because it is introduced with his prior permission. Right? So he will give his assent.
There might be any mistakes also, so then he can.
It is a provision. In reconsideration, he cannot do it. He can reject it, that's all.
So first the Lok Sabha members will explain so everything about
It is not Lok Sabha member, it is the President. Sorry, Minister.
Okay, sorry.
Minister.
Will explain everything.
Yeah. And he'll take the permission that we are introducing a money bill. Okay? Understood? And the Speaker of Lok Sabha will decide whether a bill is money bill or not. Okay? Speaker of Lok Sabha will decide whether a money bill or not. And his decision is final. It is not subject to judicial review. Speaker of Lok Sabha will decide a bill, money bill or not. And his decision is final, which is not subject to judicial review. Okay. Speaker of Lok Sabha, see what they did was, you know about Aadhaar bill, right? Aadhaar bill. Last time the NDA government was not having majority in Rajya Sabha. They were having majority only in Lok Sabha. What they did, they called Aadhaar bill as a money bill and they passed it in Lok Sabha and they skipped Rajya Sabha. Got my point, right? Aadhaar bill, there was called Aadhaar bill. That is, now you have to give your Aadhaar for PAN card, Aadhaar for voter ID, or for everything you have to give your Aadhaar number. Na? That was made mandatory by Aadhaar bill. When it was made, they had no majority in Rajya Sabha. So to pass that bill, they called Aadhaar bill as a money bill. Speaker of Lok Sabha called it as a money bill and they passed it. Because they can bypass the Rajya Sabha, no? If it was an ordinary bill, it had to be passed by Rajya Sabha as well. They had no numbers in Rajya Sabha. So they called it as a money bill and they passed it. It is again, that is a loophole. They said that since Aadhaar card is using for DBT, what do you mean by DBT? Direct benefit transfer. The government is sending your PM Kisan monthly, yearly 6,000 rupees to farmers through DBT direct, and your LPG subsidies through DBT. No, all those things are done through Aadhaar number. Beam, they are connected to your Beam UPI, and the money is being sent. No, they called, that is why it is a money bill. They called because it is money is being sent using Aadhaar. It is used as a tool, so that is why it is a money bill, and they passed it as a money bill. It became a big controversy at that time, and the decision of the Lok Sabha Speaker is final. While passing the bill, Lok Sabha Speaker will say that it is a money bill, then it will go to Rajya Sabha. Once Lok Sabha Speaker called it as a money bill, it is a money bill. That's all.
No, it is.
Yeah, it will become normal bill. Even though the members, the minister who introduced calls it a money bill,
President will accept it.
President introduction. Once Lok Sabha Speaker only say it is not a money bill, then it becomes ordinary bill.
Okay.
Okay, it is the Speaker who will put a seal saying that it is a money bill.
After President, it will come to Speaker.
It will come to House. While passing the bill, Speaker will call it as a money bill.
But for money bills, they have to take permission from the president.
That is before introduction.
Before introduction,
Yeah.
they have to show that all files.
See, this is a procedure. It will not happen in that way, right? These are all procedures, man. President is from ruling party, right? It is not like they'll go and sit, they'll explain everything to president. These are all the provisions. No, nothing. It is not. It will not happen in that way.
The bill will go from Speaker to President or
First, the minister will take the permission of the president that we are introducing a money bill. Then the bill will come to the House. Bill will be introduced. Once the bill is being passed, no, at that time the speaker will say whether it is a money bill or ordinary bill. Okay. Then it will go to other house. Okay. If the speaker has called it as an ordinary bill, then second house will have to pass it. The speaker call it as a money bill, the second house has no power over it. Got it? No. That second house can only make recommendations. They cannot make any amendments. Okay. And the president can give his assent or withhold his assent. He cannot return the bill for reconsideration, and there is no provision of joint sitting. Got it? No. Because second house has no role only. Then what is the point of having joint sitting? So there is no provision of joint sitting. Clear? Okay. Next is financial bill type 1. Article 117 clause 1. Article 117 clause 1. Financial bill type 1. Okay. See, the matters which are related to finance other than which are mentioned in the article 110. Okay, article 110 which are under article 117 clause 1 are called as financial bill type 1. It is similar to money bill in two ways. First thing is president permission is needed. Permission is needed to introduce the bill, or we can say president permission or prior recommendation. Prior recommendation is needed. Second one, only in Lok Sabha. Lok Sabha by a minister. Okay. President permission is needed. For president recommendation or permission is needed for its introduction. Second one, it can be introduced only in Lok Sabha. Okay, it can be introduced only in Lok Sabha. Rest of the procedure is similar to ordinary bills. Rest of the procedure is similar to ordinary bills. Okay. Clear? It can be introduced with the prior recommendation of the president and only in Lok Sabha. Only in Lok Sabha. Rest is ordinary. It means that it requires simple majority. Then Rajya Sabha can reject it. Rajya Sabha can reject the bill. Next, the president can give his assent, withhold his assent, or return the bill for reconsideration. Then, if there is a disagreement, the president can notify for joint sitting. All the provisions are there. Only it is similar to money bill in two things. One, it can be the president previous recommendation is required. Second one, only in Lok Sabha the bill can be introduced. Okay. Rest it is similar to ordinary bills. Means the Rajya Sabha can reject it. The president can return the bill for reconsideration, or the president can notify for joint sitting. All three things can be done. Okay. Then financial bill type 2. Clause 3. Financial bill type 2, clause 3. Clause 2 is related to finance bill only. Okay, there is no bill related stuff there. Okay, fine. It is similar to ordinary bill. It can be introduced in either house of the parliament, but while passing the bill, the recommendation of the president is needed. Not for introduction, but for passing the bill, the recommendation of the president is needed. Yeah, while passing the bill. Okay, or considering the bill. Considering or passing the bill, the recommendation of the president is needed. For consideration or passing, the recommendation of the president is needed, but for introduction, it is not needed. The recommendation of the president is needed for consideration of the bill. Okay, for introduction, it is not needed. What it means? It is similar to ordinary bill only. What is the procedure? It can be introduced in either house of the parliament, right? Then previous permission of the president is not needed, right? Then simple majority. Then Rajya Sabha can reject the bill, right? Then president can accept the bill, reject the bill, or return the bill for reconsideration. Then the president can notify joint sitting. Clear? That's it. That is third type of bill. Fourth one is constitutional amendment bill. Constitution amendment bill. Constitutional amendment bill. Article 168 deals with amendment of the constitution. Article 168 deals with amendment of the constitution. Okay. I'll do complete constitutional amendment and then I'll go to budget. Or let this thing be there. I'll do it in separate chapter again. Full procedure I should tell, or I'll do it. Fine. See, constitutional amendment bill, this can be introduced in either house of the parliament. Okay, either house of the parliament. It can be introduced in either house of the parliament. Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. Second one, by a minister or by private member. Minister or by private member. Constitutional amendment bill, it can be introduced either in Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. It can be introduced either by minister or by a private member. Okay, so what it means, it can be a government bill or public bill or private bill, right? It can be introduced either by a minister or by a private member. Then previous permission of the president or previous recommendation of president is not needed. Before introduction, the permission of the president is not needed. Okay, recommendation or permission of the president is not needed for introduction. Okay, Article 168 deals with this procedure. Permission of the president is not needed for introduction. Okay, and both the houses have to pass the bill separately. Both the houses have to pass the bill separately. There is no concept of what? Joint sitting. Both the houses, both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, must pass the bill separately. There is no concept of joint sitting. If the bill introduced in Lok Sabha passed it, then it will go to Rajya Sabha. If Rajya Sabha rejects it, the bill ends. End of the bill. Okay. In ordinary sitting, what is ordinary bills? What is the provision? They can go for joint sitting, right? But here, if the Lok Sabha passes the bill, it will go to Rajya Sabha. If the Rajya Sabha rejects the bill ends. Suppose the bill introduced in Lok Sabha, bill introduced in Rajya Sabha passes a bill and it will go to Lok Sabha. If Lok Sabha rejects, then also the bill ends. There is no concept of what? Joint sitting. Okay. What is the majority required? What is the majority required for amending the constitution? Huh? Special majority. 2/3 of the total strength is only one condition, where impeachment of the president, right? So what is the majority required? Sorry? 2/3 of the present and voting, that should be greater than half of the total strength. In president, no, that is 2/3 of the total strength. It is 2/3 of the present and voting. Got the difference? No?
That's the total strength.
Yeah. If there are 545 members, 2/3 of the 545. That is the only condition where you need 2/3 of the total strength. Here it is 2/3 of the members present and voting, and majority of the total strength.
Should be greater than 1/2 of the strength.
Yeah, that is majority of the total strength. Yeah. If there are 500 members, say 2/3 of the 500 is required to remove the president. 2/3 of the 500. It is more, no? It is more than half.
66%.
Yeah, 66%. Whereas in this case, 2/3 of the present and voting, that should be more than half of the total strength. If there are 300, half of the total strength is 150. Correct? 2/3 is 200. Correct? No. 2/3 of total strength is 200. It is always higher number. Right? So it requires what majority? Special majority. Then president, once the passed by both the houses separately with special majority, the bill will go to president. President must give his assent. Must give his assent. There is no choice for president. He must give his assent. assent. President must give his assent. Okay, he cannot reject it, he cannot return the bill for reconsideration. He has only one option, he must give his assent. Clear? Understood? Right. So constitutional amendment bill can be introduced either by a minister or by a private member can also introduce, but it is private member will never introduce it. It is not possible to get that higher majority. Right? Governments only, for government only it is very difficult. Right? So there is one more provision. I'll do that as well. Under Constitutional Amendment Act, you can amend the constitution either with simple majority or special majority, then special majority with consent of the states. Okay? Simple majority, special majority. This you understood, right? We'll finish that as well. Okay?
There is no majority in the Rajya Sabha for India. Then how did they pass the Jammu Kashmir Special 370 Act?
That they called it as an executive order. They did not say it is a Constitutional Amendment Act. No. They said it was passed by President at that time. So now they squashed it by President actually. They squashed it through an executive order of President. They did not pass a Constitutional Amendment Act. Where is, you listed, no? 101 to 105. Was there any Jammu and Kashmir Amendment Act? No, right? When did GST come? 17. No, 2016. Yeah, 17 it got implemented. Right? In between, J&K became independent in, so special status was squashed in 2020 or 19? 19, no? Where is the amendment? They did not amend it. Right? So, they had no majority, but they used this Jagan Mohan Reddy, what is his party man? YSR Congress. They took the support of YSR Congress. Those MPs were there, no? They supported it. For various acts. Okay? Fine. This one you understood, na? Amendment of the Constitution. Constitutional Amendment Act. Now, we'll finish amendment of the Constitution because anyways one part is done, no? Amendment of the Constitution. Of the Constitution. Okay? Amendment of the Constitution. So, our Constitution can be amended three ways. First one is simple majority. Second one is special majority. Second one needed special majority. Third one, special majority in Parliament plus simple majority in state assemblies. Simple majority in state assemblies. Okay? Simple majority, special majority in Parliament, then special majority in Parliament plus simple majority in state assemblies. Okay? What all this? I will come to that.
What are they coming on money bill, sir? Except that it is a financial bill will include. Money bill, what are they?
See, that is what I told. Whatever the money spent from the Consolidated Fund of India, if it is related to budget, you are spending money from budget. That is a Consolidated Fund of India. That is a money bill. Okay? Then like, what do you call? Aadhaar bill I told, na? It was related to finance. Then if they are imposing any new tax, that will become a money bill. Anything related to finance. Again, whatever is there in money bill, no? There are various things. Those, except those 110, other financial matters comes under financial bill type 1 and type 2. It is mentioned in the Constitution. Okay? There are certain matters. Fine, huh?
That is special majority plus?
Special majority in Parliament plus simple majority in state legislative assemblies. Okay, take water. Special majority in Lok Sabha, simple majority in half of the states actually. I'll do that. See, while doing Article 2, 3 and 4, I said states reorganization can be done. That is, you need to amend the Constitution, but Article 4 says that will not come under Article 368. It requires simple majority in Parliament. That is one way of amending the Constitution. Got it? But this amendment is not a part of Article 368. It will not be a part of Article 368, where you can amend the constitution through simple majority. One aspect is creation of new states, changing the names of the states. That is also amendment of the constitution, but not under Article 368, but it is under Article 2, 3 and 4. 4 says that only. If you are amending the constitution under 2 and 3, that will not come under Article 368. Means you require simple majority. And second one, creation of or removal of legislative council of the states. Legislative councils, I will tell you the procedure later while doing state government. Creating a new legislative council or removing a existing legislative council in the state or abolishing a legislative council in the state, that requires simple majority in the parliament. Okay, that is one way of amending the constitution, through simple majority. Okay, so for that, whatever procedure I told now, both houses has to pass the bill with special majority and president must give his assent, that those conditions will not apply. That is an ordinary bill. Clear? Next one, special majority in parliament. Whatever I spoke now till now, Article 360, amendment of the constitution, constitutional amendment bill, that is special majority in parliament. Understood, right? Till now I explained, right? Both houses will have to pass the bill separately, special majority, the president must give his assent. All those things, amending the constitution under Article 368. These two provisions are part of Article 368. Okay, Article 368. Third one, suppose the amendment is affecting the federal structure of the constitution. Getting my point, right? If it is affecting the federal structure, the center-state relations, such amendments need consent of the half of the states, at least minimum half of the states. Example, GST. When GST was introduced in India, it was not only combining central tax. Correct? Earlier, before GST, there was VAT in Karnataka. VAT, value added tax. If you remember, I don't think so.
Before GST.
Yeah, before GST, they used to give one VAT tax receipt. If you purchase something, they used to mention 5% VAT, value added tax. That was a state tax. Similarly, every state had such taxes. Those taxes were combined and made GST, goods and service tax. Correct? So it affected state's income as well, right? So they amended the constitution. Such amendments need consent of the states because it is affecting it is involving federal structure. Correct? Center-state relations. In such amendments need consent of at least half of the states. Okay? Such constitutional amendment bills need special majority parliament, similar to this. Okay, both houses of the parliament has to pass the bill. Once it is passed in both houses of the parliament, it will come to state legislatures. Then the state legislative assemblies, not council, only state legislative assemblies of the state will have to pass the bill with simple majority. Simple majority in legislative assemblies. The constitutional amendment bills has to be passed by state legislative assemblies with simple majority. How many? Half of the states at least. Once the bill is passed in half of the states, then they will not wait till opinion of all the states. They can straight away send the bill to president. Understood? When GST was passed, they did not wait till opinion of all 30 states. The moment, at that time 30 states, 30 states. The moment 15 states passed, the bill was sent to president. They need not wait till 16, 17 states what they'll do, whether they'll accept it or reject it, there's no point. Constitution says half of the states, at least half of the states. The moment half of the states accepted the bill or passed the bill, legislative assemblies only. Even Karnataka had legislative assembly and council. Council need not to pass the bill. The bill will go to legislative assembly. The legislative assembly has to pass the bill with what majority? Simple majority. But Lok Sabha parliament has to pass with special majority. Once the state passes the bill with simple majority, the bill will go to president. The president will he must give his assent. There is no option left to president. He must give his assent to the bill. Understood? This is the amendment of the constitution.
They will not at all discuss with Prime Minister or something like that, sir.
Who?
About these bills and all.
I mean, who should discuss? Like
The president or whoever that might be.
president, there is no point of discussing. He must give his assent. That's all.
At least for ideas or something like that.
See, it again depends. Sometimes what if the president is like, if he is not giving assent or something, the prime minister can go and discuss with president, but there is no constitutional provisions. It again depends on the relationship between president and prime minister, all those things. There is no obligation that president, prime minister has to go and give explanation to the president. There is no such constitutional provisions. Constitution says that he must give his assent.
So GST is of state thing and president.
State thing and central government. It was affecting the federal feature. Central government as well as state government. We'll take an example of election to the president, office of president. Okay, election to the office of president. If the parliament wants to change the provision, currently who will elect the president?
Elected members of assembly.
Parliament and assembly. Tomorrow the parliament will bring amendment stating that we will amend the constitution. The president will be elected by only Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha members. They will remove the state legislative assembly. Correct? So it is affecting the center-state relations, no? It is because election to the office of president is a federal feature. Because the state government is involved there. Getting my point, right? Because state legislative assembly members will also participate. If such amendments are brought in, then it has to pass through third procedure. The consent of the half of the states is necessary. Getting my point, right? Suppose election to the office of the vice president. What is our constitution says? The vice president is elected by elected and nominated members of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. State has no role in it. Correct? No. State has no role in it. Then such amendments can be passed by second procedure. Consent of the state is not needed. If the provision is related to affecting the federal feature of the constitution, then consent of the half of the states is needed with simple majority. If the provision is not related to federal feature, that can be done through this. Only special majority in parliament and president. Clear? Understood? This is about amendment of the constitution. Okay? Any doubts? So there are three ways to amend the constitution. One with simple majority in Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, then the bill will go to president. And second one is special majority that I explained. Both the houses will have to pass the bill separately with what majority? Special majority. Then the bill will go to president. President must give his assent. The bill can be introduced either by a minister or by a private member. Third one is also either minister or private member. Okay. In third one, if the bill is affecting the federal feature of the constitution, if the bill is affecting the federal feature of the constitution, that can be introduced in either house of the Lok Sabha, either by a minister or by a private member, same. It has to be passed with special majority. Then the consent of the half of the states legislative assemblies with simple majority. At least half of the state legislative assemblies must pass the bill with simple majority. The statement was asked in UPSC once. Half are complete, or they made little twisted the statement and asked. Okay, half of the states, that's all. The moment half of the state legislative assemblies pass the bill, then the bill is considered passed by states and it will be sent to president. They need not to wait till all the states' opinion, the state legislative assembly's opinion. Okay, that is the third way of amending the constitution. Okay, fine. Then we'll come back to parliament. Okay, next one is budget in parliament. Budget in parliament. Budget in parliament. Article 112 deals with annual financial statement. It calls budget as annual financial statement. Our constitution has no word called budget. It calls budget as annual financial statement. Annual financial statement. Article 112 deals with that. Annual financial statement. Okay. What is budget? What is budget? It is a statement of estimated receipts and expenditure. Simple words, how much money we are getting in this particular year and how we are spending it. Correct? No? if the government is getting 100 rupees, the budget, what it says, in this financial year we will get 100 rupees and we will spend whatever money. If we are spending 120 rupees, budget will also say that how we source that extra 20 rupees. That is called deficit budget. We'll read that in economics. Surplus budget, deficit budget, revenue deficit, fiscal deficit, right? Capital expenditure, revenue expenditure, all those things, primary deficit, all those things you will read in economics. So budget will be having what? It is the estimated estimation of receipts and expenditure. How much revenue the government is receiving and how much money is government is spending, and if there are any deficit, how the government is financing that deficit. That's it. That is budget, right?
Can you tell that in a sentence statement?
Statement. It is a statement of estimated receipts and expenditure. Statement of estimated receipts and expenditure of the government of India in a financial year. It is the statement of estimated receipts and expenditure of the government of India in a financial year. In a financial year. Okay? In a financial year. In economics, you will read complete budget in detail. Okay, there is some one chapter called public finance. Okay, in public finance, you will read budget in detail. Okay, fine. So there are two types of expenditure in budget. One is expenditure charged on consolidated fund of India, charged upon consolidated fund of India, upon consolidated fund of India, expenditure made from consolidated fund of India. Expenditure charged upon consolidated fund of India, expenditure made from consolidated fund of India. Expenditure charged upon consolidated fund of India, expenditure made from consolidated fund of India. Charged upon, made from. Charged upon, made from. Okay, there are two types of expenditures. Charged upon, expenditures charged upon consolidated, expenditure made from consolidated fund of India. What is the difference? See, our Constitution Article 112 says no money can be spent from consolidated fund of India except the appropriation made by Parliament. Okay, no money can be spent from consolidated fund of India. Consolidated fund of India is nothing but, see, if your dad is the only working person of your family, his personal account, whatever salary account is there, that is like consolidated fund. Correct? No, your whole family expenditure comes from that account. Whatever your dad earns, that money will be taking care of whole family. Right? Similar to that, Government of India has something called Consolidated Fund of India. Article 266 deals with that. It is like government's account. Whatever you pay money, whatever income tax you pay, whatever GST you pay, whatever money you are paying to the government, tax money, revenue, loan, receipts, whatever, everything will be credited to Consolidated Fund of India. Similar to, there is Consolidated Fund of State. Alright, every state has it. That is Consolidated Fund of India. I'll come to that. There are three funds: Consolidated Fund of India, Public Accounts, and Contingency Fund. Contingency Fund I have already told you, right? President will use it when there is emergency. Article 267. While doing President, I told you actually. I'll do it, no problem. So, Constitution says no money can be spent without appropriation made by Parliament. Means, if you want to spend a single rupee from Consolidated Fund of India, the Parliament has to pass a bill. You have to take the permission of the Parliament. Right? That is why they will introduce budget. Correct? They will introduce budget and they will take the permission of the Parliament. Parliament in general, it is a money bill, since Lok Sabha in particular. Right? So, without the appropriation made by law, Constitution says that no money can be spent from Consolidated Fund of India without the appropriation made by law. So, that is why they will introduce the budget. So, there are two types of expenditure. One is expenditure charged upon Fund of India, upon Consolidated Fund of India, which is not subject to vote of Parliament. Means to spend this money, parliamentary approval is not needed. The members of parliament can only discuss about this, but they cannot vote. It is not subject to vote of parliament.
But you said have to take permission from the
I'll come to that. Okay, so there is something called expenditure made from consolidated fund of India. This requires parliamentary approval. Okay, to make any expenditure of this kind, parliamentary approval is not needed. For this, the members can only discuss. Okay, it does not require parliamentary approval to spend this money. What it includes: the salaries and allowances of judges of Supreme Court, salaries and allowances of judges of High Court. Salaries will be given by state. Pensions. Okay, then salaries and allowances of Controller and Auditor General of India. Then Election Commission, Chief Election Commissioners and other election commissioners, chairman and members of Union Public Service Commissions. They will all come under charged. Why? Because they are all constitutional bodies. Right? Constitutional bodies means Election Commission of India. Why Election Commission of India is a constitutional and independent body? It is the responsibility of the ACIO to conduct free and fair election in the country. Correct? If you leave it at the mercy of the parliament, the Election Commission of India at the mercy of the parliament, then it might affect its independence. Correct? No. Parliament may raise the salary, can lower the salary, or it can stop paying salary without voting against the budget. That can be done. No. It will affect the independence. That is why our constitution has provided that the salaries of such constitutional bodies will be charged upon the consolidated fund of India, which is not subject to vote of the parliament. Members can discuss, saying that we are giving that much salary, we have to reduce it, whatever kind of things. But they cannot vote, saying that stop paying salary. They cannot vote. These expenditures will not subject to vote of the parliament. Whereas expenditure made from the consolidated fund of India is subject to vote of the parliament. Got the difference, right? They'll ask these kind of questions only. Charged is not subject to vote of the parliament. Made is subject to vote of the parliament. Clear? Fine. Charged is non-votable by the parliament. It can only be discussed. Okay. Yeah, that's what it includes. Speaker, chairman, deputy speaker, that is also part of it. Judges of the Supreme Court, pensions of the High Court, CAG, UPSC, members and chairman. All those things are part of charged expenditures. Okay. Fine. Next, enactment of the budget. Earlier, we used to have separate budget for railways and general budget. Now it is combined. Okay. Now we have a common budget for both railways and general budget. Okay. Stages of enactment of the budget. First, presentation of the budget. Who will present the budget? Finance Minister. In where? In Lok Sabha. Because budget is a money bill. It can be introduced only in where? Only in Lok Sabha. Money bill can be introduced only in Lok Sabha, right? It cannot be introduced in Rajya Sabha. So finance bill is a money bill. It can be introduced, budget is a money bill. It can be introduced only in Lok Sabha, right? That too by finance minister. Once it is presentation of budget is done, then general discussion will happen. In both the houses simultaneously, general discussion will happen. General discussion on the budget. Okay. General discussion on budget. Then next step is scrutiny by departmental committees. After general discussion, scrutiny by departmental committees. Scrutiny by departmental committees. Once the general discussion is done in the parliament, then scrutiny by departmental committees. See, in Lok Sabha, what happens? There are 545 members, right? These members are general public. They may not be having great knowledge about finance. Correct? No. We cannot expect that every member has deeper knowledge of economics. Right? We cannot expect that. So that is why there is a provision, scrutiny by departmental committees. There are 24 departmental committees. Who are the part of departmental committees? It consisting of, each departmental committee will consist of 31 members. Okay, 21 members from Lok Sabha, 10 members from Rajya Sabha. Okay, 21 members from Lok Sabha, 10 members from Rajya Sabha. Totally there are 24 departmental committees. Okay. Four departmental committees, 21 members from Lok Sabha, 10 members from Rajya Sabha. There are 31 members in each departmental committee. They will scrutinize the budget in detail. What are the grants given to each department, whether it is required or not, whether they have given more grants or less grants or whatever. They will conduct the detailed scrutiny and they will prepare a report. Okay, and the report will be submitted to the House. Then House will scrutinize the budget. Okay, then general discussion will happen. Discussion will happen on the budget. You must have seen, no, every member will stand and they will speak about the budget, whether money given for that particular project is more, less, or whatever. The discussion will happen. Then the finance minister will give answer, right? Then there is something called demand for voting on demand for grants.
So after scrutiny?
Sorry? Scrutiny by departmental committees. The committees will submit the report, right, to the House. Next is voting on demand for grants. Voting on demand for grants. Voting on demand for grants. See, every department will make a demand. You must be like, agriculture department will say, in this particular year we need 30,000 crores. That will be presented in the budget. That is called demand. Okay. If it is accepted by House, that become grant. Correct? No, it is granted. Every department will say there is a amount, some amount of money is allocated for defense, some for education, some for rural development. Getting my point, right? Like that, every department will make a demand in budget. This demand is nothing but when Nirmala Sitharaman is presenting the budget, she'll say that in this particular year we are giving 30,000 crores to defense. Not 30,000, it is 6 lakh crore plus. Some 30,000 crores to education, some 50,000 crores to communication or whatever. That is a demand. Once the House accepts it, saying that yes, you give 30,000 crores, they'll pass a vote on account. Sorry, they'll pass the vote. The matter is put to vote. If it is passed, then that will become grant, approved. That much money will be given to that particular department. That is voting on demand for grants. Okay. So next one is passing of appropriation bill. Passing of appropriation bill. Passing of appropriation bill. In budget, okay. In budget there will be two things. One is appropriation bill. Second one is finance bill. Okay, appropriation bill and finance bill. Finance bill. Okay, appropriation bill deals with, I spoke about expenditure made from Consolidated Fund of India, right? All those expenditures will be a part of appropriation bill. Finance bill will have your proposals, financial proposals. Like this year, Nirmala Sitharaman said that up to 3 lakhs there is no income tax, I guess. She made some changes. 12 lakhs, sorry, yeah, earlier it was 3 lakhs, 12 lakhs, up to 12 lakhs, there is no income tax. So that is a proposal. It is not appropriation, right? They are not distributing money for various departments. It is a financial proposal. That is a part of finance bill. Right? So appropriation bill is what? I told now, for education this much of money, for defense this much of money. That is appropriation bill.
Allocating to the...
Yes, various. Appropriation is distributing. Allocation. Allocation is a part of appropriation. The expenditure made from Consolidated Fund of India is a part of appropriation bill. Then there is something called finance. First they will pass the appropriation bill. Okay. Once the appropriation bill is passed, then they will pass the finance bill. Okay. They will pass the finance bill. Okay. Finance bill will have financial proposals. But here one more thing, before doing that, there is something called vote on account. Vote on account. See, the budget will be usually presented in February, right? There is some date, they'll fix the date. In February, they'll present the budget. All this procedure, departmental scrutiny and passing a finance bill, appropriation bill, it will take up to end of the May. It will take somewhat 2 months. March, April, May, 2 to 3 months. They'll say 2 months up to May. Our financial year is ends at March 31st. So if you present a budget in this year February, it goes up to next year March 31st. You had taken permission from the parliament to spend money till March 31st. Correct? No. From April 1st, you have to spend money, no? You have to pay salaries. You have to pay various expenditures for various developmental activities. You have to spend money. For that, you need to take the approval of the parliament. But your budget is still under consideration. It will be passed by the month of May. It will take time. Up to May, in the month of May, it will be passed. Only then you can spend money. For that purpose, what they'll do is, after presenting the budget, they'll pass something called vote on account. It is a permission to spend money till May. It will be 1/6 of budget. 1/6 of budget. Okay. If the budget is of 12 lakh crores, 12 lakh crores, vote on account will be how much? 2 lakh crores for April and May. For 2 months. 1 year has 12 months, no? 1/6 means 2 months. They are taking a permission from parliament to spend money for 2 months. That is called vote on account. Understood? Not understood. See, budget will be presented in February, right? Correct? No. Our financial year ends in what? When ends? It starts with March 1st to March 31st. When, see, we'll take this year example. We are in 2025, no? Budget is presented. Presented till when? 2026? March 31st. Correct? You have taken the permission from parliament. Till March 31st, you will spend money. Correct? So in 2026, February 2026, new budget is presented. Okay? I told various procedure, na? Scrutiny by departmental committees, all those procedures. It will take 2 to 3 months. So budget will be approved by parliament in when? Usually in May. Right? Correct? No? In previous year, means this year, you had taken permission till March 31st. April and May, you need to spend money, no? You means government needs to spend money, no? Government has to pay salary. Government has to take care of developmental activities, PDS, what do you mean by ration, and all petrol subsidies, LPG subsidies, everything has to be spent, no? What I said, our constitution says that if you want to spend a single money from Consolidated Fund of India, you should take the permission of parliament. No money can be spent except the appropriation made by law. Right? Parliament has to approve. So for 2 months, what you do is, for that till the budget gets approved, you will pass something called vote on account. Vote on account, which is 1/6 of the budget you presented, the new budget, 1/6 of the budget. 1/6 of the budget for 2 months. For April and May. For 2 months you are taking, so 1/6 of the budget. You are taking permission from the parliament that for 2 months I am spending 1/6 of the budget money. So it will not, no scrutiny will be done for this because you are taking only for 2 months. Then your regular budget will pass by the month of May. Then June onwards you can spend accordingly your budget.
That amount will be According to the previous year budget only.
No, this year budget. I presented a budget in February, na? 1/6 of that budget.
Okay.
This year I'm saying for whole year I'll be spending 12 lakh crore rupees. 1/6 for 2 months it is how much? Almost 2 lakh crores. No. How much it is? 1 lakh crore. I'm taking, sorry, per month it is 1 lakh crore. For 2 months it is 2 lakh crore. Right? I'm saying in February that for this financial year I'm spending 12 lakh crore rupees. I'm expecting 12 lakh crore rupees revenue and I'm spending for various purposes. So I'm taking a house permission that for 2 months give me permission to spend 2 lakh crores. Till the budget is approved for the 2 months thing. Then remaining period, anyways the budget will be approved in May, no? Then that will continue. That is called as vote on account. To meet the expenditure of till the budget is approved for the 2 months, April and May.
For 2 months they use 1/6 of
Budget. It is like they will take permission to use 1/6. They can use less than that also. If they use less than that, the remaining money they'll spend afterwards. It is a permission to spend money for the period of 2 months. That is called as vote on account. Okay, got it right? What is vote on account? Fine. It is usually passed after the general discussion is done. Once the general discussion is done, before departmental scrutiny, the general discussion will be there. Once the general discussion is done, then vote on account will be taken. Then the departmental scrutiny, all the procedure will go as per the schedule. Okay. Then they will pass the budget in the month of somewhere in the month of May, and then they will continue the expenditure as per the recommendation, as per whatever passed by the house. Okay. Clear?
Here also the scrutiny will not done, sir. Then the people will need some more amount in that in 2 months.
Who people means who?
Other managers could provide the amount.
No. That is what I'm saying. See, how budget works, it is like, see, you are doing a budget for your family. What you will say, in whole year, your income say 10 lakhs, 12 lakhs. Okay. In the month of March, in the month of March, you won't be having 12 lakhs, no? How much you will be having? 1 lakh. That 1 lakh you will spend.
Remaining amount will spend on this financial year will spend.
Yeah. See, that is what I told. In the month, in March, you are preparing budget for your family. Correct, na? How much the total income you will anticipate? That 12 lakhs. In the month of March, in your account, 12 lakhs won't be there, no? You will be having 1 lakh.
Remaining amount.
See, no. First month, your salary is 1 lakh. You will spend that 1 lakh. Next month you will get 1 lakh. As per the budget, you will spend that. No, you have fixed that. Okay, in this financial year, I'll buy 1 laptop. Okay, you need not to buy in first month only, na. When you get your income, you will buy on that time. Budget is like that. In budget, they'll say this year income from income tax is say some 12 lakh crores. The government will not get 12 lakh in March itself. You're getting my point, right?
I'm asking. They ordered some 2 lakhs.
1/6.
Of crore. Before, after general discussion, without scrutiny for every allotment. I'm asking what is the people who are still increase means that they will discuss.
See, that is what I'm saying. See, in budget, say for defense, 60,000 crores is allotted. Okay.
And
Listen. I'll tell you. 60,000 crores is allotted. In vote on account, you have taken for 2 lakh. I mean 1/6. Okay, of the whole budget. Whatever you have spent now, if they demanded for more money, it will pass in the budget, no?
Okay.
It will pass in the budget, no? That money, excess money, you will get, no? Anyways, if it is reduced, anyways you have taken for 1/6. Remaining 5/6 is there, na? That will be reduced accordingly. Right? You have taken for only 1/6 just to meet the 2 months expenditure. Okay? Fine. Understood, right? Alright. Then is funds.
So this must be passing appropriate bill after.
Passing finance bill.
That's it.
Once the finance bill is passed, the budget process is completed.
No, sir, passing appropriation bill. That's it, the process.
Yeah, passing of appropriation bill. The House will pass the appropriation bill. If the appropriation bill is not passed, no, the government has to resign. If you are not able to pass your budget only, it means that you don't have majority in the House. The government has to resign. There is no point. The appropriation bill, they will pass the appropriation bill, then they will pass the finance bill. Okay. Next thing is funds. There are three types of funds. One is consolidated funds of India, consolidated fund of India, consolidated fund of India. Second one, public accounts, accounts of India. Third one, contingency. India. Article 266, Article 266 clause 1 or 2, I'll check it. Article 267. Article 266. Public accounts is also Article 266. Contingency Article 267. 266 and Article 267. Contingency Fund of India, Article 267. Public Accounts of India, Consolidated Fund of India, consolidated. 266. This is 6. This is also 266. This is 267. Contingency Fund of India. 267. Okay. Consolidated Fund of India is like the account of Government of India. Whatever money, all, if you want to write it, all receipts are credited and all payments are made from this account. All receipts are credited and all payments are made from this account of Government of India.
All receipts are
Credited and all payments are made. All receipts are credited and all payments are made. All receipts are credited and all payments are made. Right? It includes all revenue receipts, capital receipts, revenue expenditures, capital expenditures. If the Government of India is repaying any loans, if the Government of India is taking any loan, all those money will be credited to Consolidated Fund of India. Okay. And if any money needs to be spent from this, it has to be approved by Parliament, except expenditure made from expenditure charged on the Consolidated Fund of India. If the expenditure charged upon the Consolidated Fund of India, vote approval of the Parliament is not required. Okay, it is not subject to vote of the Parliament. If the expenditure made from the Consolidated Fund of India, then approval of the Parliament is required. Okay, fine.
Like for schemes, Parliament.
For everything. For everything.
For giving charges.
Yes. Yes. That is what you read it in economics. There is something called planned expenditure, unplanned expenditure. Revenue receipts comes under, revenue expenditure comes under salaries, pensions, then subsidies. They're all part of revenue expenditure. You read in economics. Okay. So all salaries, if your salaries needs to be credited, debited from the account and credited to someone's account, then that has to be done through approval of the Parliament only. That is why they'll take vote on account. If the vote on account is not passed, no, government cannot pay salaries to any employees. The money cannot be spent from the Consolidated Fund of India.
So for this Consolidated Fund of India, Parliament is not required. Like approval of the Parliament.
Is required.
It is required.
Yes. For Consolidated Fund of India, that is what I told.
Not on charged fund.
Yes, not on charged.
That only, sir. That on charged fund means salaries for.
Salaries for whom? Constitutional bodies only. That is what I told. Judges, members of Union Public Service Commission, President, Vice President, ministers will not come there. President, Vice President, okay, Speaker, Deputy Speaker, Deputy Chairman, All those part are expenditures charged.
So now speaker, how from which you will get by speaker you will get or by the member you will get?
Member is different, speaker is different.
Both also you will get.
He'll get.
I mean, you get two salaries.
Yeah. See, there is a provision, okay? If a person becomes member of parliament, after that he'll get pension. If he gets elected to second time, he'll get two pension. He'll get two pension. If he is elected 4 times, he'll get 4 pension.
And for MLA or for MP?
If he become a MLA and then become MP, he'll get a pension here as MLA and MP as well. Yeah. If a person who is elected for 4 times, 5 times, now they'll get 4 pensions, 5 pensions like that. That is a provision. Okay. So you got it, no? What is Consolidated Fund of India? It is like account of the government. But to spend the money from it, parliamentary approval is required. They'll pick a question like that only. Parliamentary approval is required or not? It is required. Okay. Next one is Public Accounts of India. It is like the Provident Fund. Your PF will be deducted, no? Those funds, and if the any payments are made to government, judicial payments, okay, all those will be credited to public accounts. And it is handled by executives. It does not require parliamentary approval to spend money from it. Okay. So all public money other than those which are credited to Consolidated Fund of India. All public money other than those which are credited to Consolidated Fund of India. All public money other than those which are credited to CFI. Consolidated Fund of India. Example, Provident Fund deposits. Provident Fund deposits. Judicial deposits. Departmental deposits. Provident Fund deposits. Judicial deposits. Departmental deposits. Departmental deposits. Okay, they're all part of public accounts. It is operated by executive action. Parliamentary approval is not needed to spend money from this. Executive action. No parliamentary approval is needed. It is operated by executive action. Parliamentary approval is not needed. Okay. Parliamentary approval is not.
For example, what are the examples?
See, Provident Fund deposits. The PF will be deducted, no, by government. That will not be credited to Consolidated Fund of India. There is a separate account called public accounts. Then judicial deposits. In judiciary, people will deposit no money, like for taking bail and all. They'll deposit money in judiciary, no, for various things, like if you take money, you will have to put some deposits. Or if someone's money is confiscated for various purpose, they are deposited in the judiciary. Those deposits are a part of public accounts. It will not go to Consolidated Fund of India.
Then how this money will be used, sir?
That is what I am saying. Executive actions. Okay. The finance ministers and their executives, they can pass the orders and they can utilize it. Okay. Then there is something called Contingency Fund of India. Article 267. Contingency Fund of India. It is placed in the disposal of President. Contingency Fund of India placed at the disposal of President. At the disposal of President. Okay. To meet any emergency situations. To meet any emergency situations. Okay. But it is actually held by Finance Secretary. Okay. It is not like President will spend money from that. It is actually held by the Finance Secretary. But while spending, the parliamentary approval is not needed. But after spending, the parliamentary approval is needed. Post spending. Before spending is not needed. Post approval is needed. Post spending approval is needed. Post spending approval is needed. Before spending, the parliamentary approval is not needed. Okay. After spending, the parliamentary approval is needed. Emergency situation, it is spent, then approval means it has to be brought into the notice of Parliament. Right? That this much amount is spent for various purposes. Okay. Because if there is a emergency, if there is a flood or something, then you need money. At that time, the emergency money cannot be approved through parliament, session cannot be called, and the process takes time. At that time, the money can be spent from contingency fund. Yeah. Then after that, the parliamentary approval can be taken. Okay. So it is Article 267 authorizes Parliament to establish contingency fund. Okay. It empowers Parliament to establish contingency fund. Means how much money it should be. 500 crores, 1000 crores, 2000 crores, how much, that should be decided by Parliament. Okay. Article 267, it empowers Parliament. The President will not decide that contingency fund should be 500 crores, 1000 crores. No. It is the Parliament, it authorizes Parliament to decide or establish contingency fund.
So we can't spend more than that.
Yeah, no. It is like a fund. Your bank account has some emergency fund, no? Similar to that, you will place some amount, na, right? This is the amount, I will spend it during emergencies. Similar to that, the Constitution under Article 267 authorizes the Parliament to establish contingency fund. Under the disposal of who? President. Under the disposal of President. Okay. It empowers Parliament to create a contingency fund under the disposal of President. The President will establish contingency fund. Okay. So that can be spent without the parliamentary approval. It is actually handled by Finance Secretary. Okay. Actually handled by Finance Secretary. So he will spend it whenever there is a need. And after spending it, they need to take the parliamentary approval. Okay. Fine. Okay. We'll stop here. So Monday or Tuesday we will have test. Okay. Tuesday, right? Yeah.